Hello everyone, it is Saturday, January the 9th at 9 p.m. and I am sitting at home casting StarCraft. But my loss is your game because this is going to be a great PvZ. I can feel it already. It was submitted on the subreddit r/castit. So this is, normally I'm trying to find some pro games, but I'm not figuring out where they are. I see a bunch of replays from State, but I don't want to just have like a whole channel full of State's game. So if you know any way to get these pro replays, or you know a website where I can find them, I've tried Spawning Tool, GG Tracker, all that. Seems to be a very few amount of replays out there, but I really don't know the best places to look. But without further ado, I'll introduce our players. So down here, spawning in the bottom left hand side of Olrena, we have the red Zerg player, Meow. So it's definitely the scariest Zerg name that you ever have heard. And up here in the top left is going to be Z's Orzo, Protoss player, in the blue. And I like his the little icon there. It's kind of like, it looks very official. It looks like a legit team. So maybe Z's, I mean, this is a master level game, so who knows? Maybe Z's is super pro and Orzo's our next foreign hope. But we'll find out here. We've got Overlords floating all over the place. And our Zerg player is going to go for Hatch before Pool, pretty common, and Legacy of the Void. I don't really know of any map where it's not a good idea to at least try that. And the probe is going to scout around, see what's going on, so no problem for him to go for a quick Nexus either. He's got one gate into Nexus. Also very common, he's got his gas up so he can get all of his like Mothership Core, get Warp Gate, and an Adept out as soon as that ends. Big question is whether he's going to put down the second gate, so Meow is going to see that there is no second gate, at least yet, so it's not, most likely it's not going to be Adept pressure, because that gate is either hidden or it's extremely late. So we're probably going to see some kind of it's going to be either defensive or it's going to go into some tech-based play. We do have Zergling Speed coming out on the way here for our red Zerg player, and he's still on only one gas, so that tells me that he's going to want to take a third base here pretty quickly and just try to out macro his opponent, pretty much the way that PvZ has been played since the dawn of time, or at least the dawn of StarCraft 2. I don't know much about Brood War games to tell you for sure. I think it was still the same idea though. Zerg just wants to stay ahead in economy and just keep throwing units at you, and if you're on the same economic standing as a Zerg player, well then you're in good shape. Speaking of which, the Protoss player is keeping up pretty nicely with the Zerg players. 23 workers to 26, and a fairly even income. Zerg is a little bit ahead because of that worker lead, obviously. But we do see Overlord speed, I believe is, yeah, that's Overlord speed. So he's getting Overlord speed. Are we going to see some, this is a weird map though for Overlord drop, so it must just be for scouting purposes, which is a good idea. When I haven't really done it so much in Legacy of the Void, but definitely back in Heart of the Swarm, I was all about Overlord speed to get that scouting information. I mean, scouting is just information is so invaluable. A lot of times people don't spend I don't know what am I trying to say here, the small amount of money that it costs to make sure that you're scouting properly, and they end up paying for it later, and you can find these you think that all these strategies are really super hard to beat, when really if you just had the scouting information you probably could have stopped it. Oh, is that Overlord speed for Bane Rain? It is. We've got two Overlords coming in. Oh no, I guess not Bane Rain. It is just a regular drop. I thought I heard, the sound I heard was the Overlords morphing. Not as exciting as I thought it was going to be, but hey, sweet. And I mean, I think he could have just run through the front also. This is kind of strange he's doing this, but it's going straight up into the main. And it doesn't look like he even notices this yet, so this could do a lot of damage. This might be a super quick replay. And there they go, they're just standing there, a couple of Zerglings. They are just going to run through the front, so they're going to Photon Overcharge there. But all of the Zerglings in the main, going to go ahead and take out all these probes. Ooh, a very late pull there, so already we're seeing 9 workers killed already. More Zerglings just streaming in through the front there because this isn't a full wall off yet. And Photon Overcharge doing what it can to hold the front line here while the other Zerglings are in the main. They might take out this main Nexus, and then Natural just got hit with the Banelings. And definitely not an even worker count now. We're at 11 to 24. Definitely in favor of the Zerg player, especially Army. Army-wise also, we've got 3 Adepts and 1 Immortal trying to hold the line here against Zerglings that are just flooding in permanently. The Adepts are good, but the Immortal not so much. Not really going to be contributing much to this fight for his cost there. 2 Photon Overcharges there to take out that Overlord. You got to hit him where you can when you're in this kind of a position. And Photon Overcharge really just proved to be invaluable against these Zerglings here in the front. But it wears off, and then this one Zergling. Ooh, look at these probes now. You're forced to fight with probes. It's when you know you're in a bad spot. These Zerglings up here in the main just going to take out gas, because why not? This isn't even really a large natural base, so it's not even really a comfortable map where you can just kind of like take over your natural as your main base. But we have just been seeing nothing but lings being flooded from the red player, so I mean, if the Protoss player is able to hold this off and restabilize, then I mean, I don't want to say he's in a good position, but he's in a doable position, especially if he can get some work done with these Adepts. If he can kill some drones, then... But I mean, he's still got Zerglings in his main, so I actually take that back. And all the probes just died. So we're down to 2 workers now for the Protoss player. And I think this might just be all in here. And more Zerglings streaming in. Got a Warp Prism over top with that huge economy there. He's just going to keep warping in on the depth for the next 5 minutes. So, I mean, he's just... The Zerg player is sending in his units 1 by 1, which is really great for Orzo there. 1 Adept does fall, so that's a huge chunk of the army. I mean, any unit lost at this point is huge. Nice force fit on the ramp there. And the drones are pulled off the line, so we might actually be able to... What in the world is going on here? And there we go, using some Warp Prism magic there to load up some units, but almost all the Adepts are down, and those are the big heavy hitters versus the Queens. We've got 2 Adepts seriously wounded here, more Zerglings streaming out, and they're going to be coming in from the back, but a force field on the ramp could mean that all these Zerglings are left out, and force field a little bit late, but locks out a couple of them, and 1 more Adept still lives, and 1 more Adept, or Zealot, actually warps in. That might be all it needs. All of the drones pulled off the line. And a couple of Zerglings dying as they're going in. I think at this point, I mean, why the Zerg doesn't just go take another base somewhere. He can drone up faster than the Protoss can rebuild all his workers. But he's not going to do that. And he's got a couple of Banelings rolling in here because that's a cheap unit to use in small numbers. And there we go. The Queen is dying. And the Zerg is just going to keep streaming in small numbers. But he does get a nice round there, but then the Warp Prism picks it up. I mean, what... He's really got to figure out how to do something against this. He can't just keep throwing Zerglings at... Oh, nice. But the Immortal getting caught on the other side of that force field there, but the Warp Prism with his 80,000 range is just able to pick him back up. 2 Zerglings staying to fight the good fight against all these units, so good for them. Transfer your drones. He's trying to just counterattack, but Photon Overcharge is OP. So, I mean, in these small numbers, I'm not actually OP, but... I mean, when you're sitting here fighting drones versus Immortals, Photon Overcharge definitely seems OP. And the Immortal's still doing tons of work, and at this point, what are we looking at here? Now the work count is 4-3, so it's anybody's game. Good lord, I hope both players stabilize at this point, and we just go into a regular macro game. Just 1 Immortal now, 1 Immortal and 1 Zealot. Correction. Zergling's gonna stream across the map and try to make something happen because they forgot that there's a warp, or that there is a mothership core there. And as the mothership cores see the Overlord, we'll find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. We've got Zealot and an Immortal chasing after all these drones. So we've still got 3 drones, 2 drones. Oh, but it looks like more probes have died. So now we're at 0 Harvesters versus 2. This 1 Immortal is MVP. We do have 130 minerals, so he can rebuild his economy after this. As bizarre as that sounds. And there are no workers now for our Zerg player. So no workers for anybody. And Photon Overcharge is a better unit than any other thing in the game. Oh, gotta focus on this pylon. Focus, 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 focus. Not even gonna waste the Photon Overcharge. And Meow taps out. Well, you know, I saw somebody else... had casted this, so I kind of stole it, but he had said in the comment that there was just action all over the map, so I assumed this was an extremely long, crazy game, and it wasn't, but that was something else. So good job, MVP Immortal here with 33 kills. A literal god, Tasteless.